It begins with silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the silence that comes before something remembers your name. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue sits by the river, calm now. White shutters, red roof, windows that stare like half-closed eyes. But once, those windows saw everything. In the dead hours of a November night, 1974, gunfire broke the stillness. 6 bodies. A family erased inside their own walls. No one heard the screams. No one saw the killer move. Only the house was awake. When police entered at 3:15 a.m., they found every victim lying face down, untouched in their beds, as if they had obeyed a single command. The eldest son, Ronald DeFeo Jr., confessed. He said voices told him what to do. He said the house whispered, "Kill them all." After the murders, the house waited. For 13 months, it sat in silence, like a wound that never closed. Then came the Lutz family, George, Kathy, and their 3 children. They moved in believing the past was gone. They bought the furniture. They blessed the rooms. They unpacked their dreams. But within days, the air changed. Cold drafts crawled up the walls. Doors opened on their own. A black sludge oozed from the keyholes. Swarming flies gathered in the winter cold. At 3:15 every night, George woke, sweating, trembling, drawn downstairs as if something called his name from the basement. The priest they invited to bless the house never finished the ritual. When he entered the sewing room, a voice told him, "Get out." He did. He never returned. 28 days later, the Lutz family fled, leaving everything behind. Clothes, toys, food on the table, even the family dog. What happened in those 28 days became one of the most famous hauntings in the world. But was it real or something else? Reporters swarmed the house. Psychics arrived, clutching rosaries and cameras. And then came Ed and Lorraine Warren, the demonologists whose names still echo through every story of the supernatural. They walked the halls with holy water and tape recorders. Lorraine said she felt a pressure in her chest, as if the house wanted to crush her. A camera in the hallway captured something later that night. A pale boy peering from the doorway, eyes glowing white. There were no children in the house. Some called it proof. Others called it coincidence. But for those who entered, none left untouched. Decades later, the story refuses to die. Skeptics say it was a hoax, a tale invented for profit. The Lutz family, they argue, were in debt, inspired by movies like The Exorcist. The priests denied hearing voices. The photos were light leaks. Yet others swear the air in that house still hums. Neighbors say they hear footsteps when it rains. Fishermen on the canal claim they see faces in the upstairs windows. Even though the lights have been off for years. To understand Amityville, you must first understand its ground. Long before any house stood there, this land belonged to the Shinnecock tribe. And legend says it was once a burial place for those considered unrested, the kind not meant to sleep among the others. When colonists came, they built over it, burying the bones of the unwanted beneath foundations and flowers. Every plank, every nail resting on a wound. Some believe that what lives in Amityville is not a ghost, but memory itself. A memory that feeds on those who dare to live above it. Psychologists see something else. They call it mass suggestion, a fear that grows until it becomes real. But science can't explain why the same cold spot appears in the same corner year after year. Why cameras malfunction in the basement. Or why dogs refuse to enter the sewing room. When the Warrens returned years later, they brought infrared sensors. The temperature dropped 17 degrees in seconds. Lorraine whispered, "It knows we're back." Amityville is not loud. It doesn't roar or scream. It waits. Its horror is quiet, patient, ancient. George Lutz once said that he heard the front door slam at 3:15 every night, though it was locked from the inside. He saw hoof prints in the snow that led nowhere. He smelled decay in rooms that had been freshly cleaned. He started to look like Ronald DeFeo. He grew a beard. His temper changed. His eyes hollowed. He stopped recognizing himself in mirrors. And then, he heard it. The same voice that had whispered to DeFeo, "Kill them." What is it that makes a house remember violence? Is it the wood, the stone, or us? Does every scream carve itself into the walls, waiting for the right breath to awaken it again? Priests claim the house is cursed. Psychics call it a gateway. Locals call it a stain that never fades. Some say when the tide rises, the river carries whispers into the cellar. Voices that once belonged to those buried underneath. Others tell of a woman seen in the attic window. Long hair, white dress, watching the street with lifeless eyes. When approached, she disappears, leaving only the scent of iron and lilies. The Amityville house has been sold many times. Each owner swears it's normal, yet each one leaves quietly. No explanations, no interviews, just empty rooms and for sale signs that appear too soon. Perhaps the curse isn't the house itself. Perhaps it's the story. Because stories feed on belief. And Amityville has been fed for half a century. Movies, books, documentaries. Every retelling adds another layer, another whisper in the dark. And somewhere beneath it all, the real horror hides. Not in what happened, but in why we keep returning. Because Amityville is more than a place. It's a mirror, and when you stare into it, you see what you fear the most. That evil isn't out there. It's already home. The house waits, always.